Too many emotional moments. Good grief. Wow. Thank you guys for being part of that with us and with Ben. This is why I love this ministry. You know, Devin said it. It was 22 years ago I got involved as a school teacher, 20 years ago as a staff person. And I love the mission of Fellowship of Christian Athletes because we are taking the good news of Jesus Christ everywhere and to every athlete and to every coach and even to all who they influence. Earlier tonight, I shared about some new initiatives that FCA is launching to help us reach every coach and every athlete. So you ready? I told you I'd announce it, and here it comes. For time's sake, I'm going to go through these pretty quickly, but I'm very excited to share these new ministry initiatives that will help us to reach every, not just the school-based, but every. The first one is FCA Sports. FCA Sports was created to help local staff start league and club-based sports. This could be a rec league, adult league, or even a travel or club team. Northern Maryland, along with the National FCA Lacrosse Ministry, have been pioneers already in this area. We have 14 high-level lacrosse teams that operate out of the Baltimore County area, and we're operating many more teams within Northern Maryland. At the club level, we're also providing teams for kids who don't have high school teams to play for. We have varsity teams that actually play other high schools, so homeschoolers, kids that go to a small private school that doesn't have a team. We have 14 teams for them as well. Really excited to be bringing Marie Johnson on to oversee FCA Sports here in Harford County. And the next one is FCA Outdoors. There are a huge number of sportsmen and women across the country, and FCA Outdoors camps are popping up all over. This would include hunting, fishing, kayaking, rock climbing, shooting, archery, you name it. The next one, again, I'm going to go through these quick. FCA Motorsports. That's basically any sport with a motor. So, yeah, FCA Motorsports. I don't know a lot about it, but that's how it was defined to me. So, FCA Action Sports. This would include surfing, skateboarding, skiing, snowboarding, you name it, rock climbing. We actually have surf camps already established that we've sent kids from Northern Maryland to up in New Jersey. The next one is Pro and Elite. This is already happening to a certain extent. I'm the chaplain for the Aberdeen Ironbirds, but FCA is looking to put better resources together that will help us to reach those athletes at the top of their game. And this last one is really cool. We're excited about this in some of these camps. There's one popping up in Baltimore County and some other counties across the state. It's FCA All Abilities. All ability refers to, all right, breathe. Coaches, athletes who compete with physical and or intellectual disabilities. All ability means the inclusion of all categories within the disability community, and it emphasizes the biblical message that in God all are able. Amen. So here's what I'd say. If you have a passion for one of these areas, reach out to us. We're a volunteer-intensive ministry, and so if we want to get ministry going, we have a few staff, but like I said earlier, an army of volunteers. We can help you make that happen. In addition to launching some of these new ministry areas, we are hoping to place at least 30 additional character coaches on local teams. That is our public school lingo for a chaplain, by the way. This may be something that you would be interested in, and if it is, come see one of us after dinner. Finally, we have to continue hiring staff. We were able to hire staff, like I said, over COVID, and God has blessed us to be growing very quickly. Every time we're able to hire and fund a new full-time staff person, we're able to get in front of at least 300 to 400 additional athletes and coaches. I hope that gets you excited. That's huge. It gets me so excited because there's a war going on for our young people, for their hearts. And look, I'm just going to say it. Most Christians are not willing to do anything about it if it means getting out of their comfort zone. It's the comfort zone that makes us say, I'll speak as long as it doesn't make me feel uncomfortable. I'll volunteer as long as it doesn't interfere with my me time. I'll give as long as I don't feel it. The problem is that's not how we grow. Every athlete knows that to get stronger, you have to push yourselves beyond the comfort level. It was the great theologian Trent Dilfer, quarterback for the Baltimore Ravens, that said, it's at the edge of uncomfortable that God does his most work. God calls us to do something that takes us to the edge of that comfort zone. And here's the thing. What we do next determines the kind of kingdom impact that our life will have. But here's the good news. We do not have to do this on our own. Joshua 1:9 tells us, "Have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous. Do not be frightened and do not be dismayed. For the Lord your God is with you wherever you go." How uncomfortable have you been in recent years for God? Here's the crazy thing. When we step past that edge of uncomfortable, great joy and blessing are waiting for us on the other side. All of our staff, including myself, made the willing decision to enter a ministry where we were required to raise 100% of our ministry budget through donations. Talk about the edge of uncomfortable. I take a lot of calls from people who say, "Steve, I know I'm being called to the ministry of FCA." And I'm like, "That's amazing. Did you know you have to raise support?" Crickets. Many just flat out tell me they're not willing to do it. The staff in this room have stepped past the edge of uncomfortable to raise the support needed to do what God has called them to do. Tonight, we have a big goal. We want to raise $150,000. A little over $50,000 of that has already been raised because of our sponsors. So I just want to give a quick thank you to all our sponsors. You've seen them on the screen throughout the night. For the additional $100,000, it would be incredible. It would be incredibly helpful if a third of that came through special donations tonight. We'd love to take a big chunk out of that goal tonight. But if the remaining 2/3 came in the form of monthly support. So tonight there'll be two ways to give. We're not getting into that quite yet, but I want to just share so you can start thinking about it. The first way is the best way to give to FCA, and it's through our automatic monthly plan. God was so amazing during COVID. He provided for the needs of the ministry through a lot of special donations, and I can tell you that all of our staff are in a good spot financially. But at the same time, we have seen a decrease in our monthly giving. I can't tell you how important monthly giving is to our staff. Our average monthly gift is $75 a month. And just like at your home, your bills are coming in monthly. And if you only had income once a year, it would be very difficult to manage, and it's the same thing. So I'm asking you to consider a monthly gift tonight. And if you're already a monthly giver, we're asking, and you haven't increased in a few years, we're asking that you would consider an increase tonight. The second thing we're asking for, like I said before, is a special donation or a pledge over the next 12 months. We would love, like I said, we'd love to take a big dent out of that tonight. And maybe some of you will choose to do both. Maybe some of you will choose to do the monthly support and give a special donation. Summer can be a lean time for ministries and for churches, and so a special donation now would help us also get through the summer and stay in that healthy spot financially. So hold tight. We're going to come back to this later. We have one more impact story to share, and while we are sharing that, I'd like you to think about two questions. Am I willing to hear the Lord and allow him to stretch me tonight? And is FCA a cause worth investing in? I had a former board member who said FCA is one of the best bangs for the bucks when it comes to eternal impact. But you need to decide that for yourself. So with that said, I'm going to introduce our